It's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. For this workout, I had to use my lightsaber. I wanted to show you how to do an easy lightsaber spin with a single lightsaber. Then we'll pick up the double lightsabers. I'm going to show you that next. This is the same as any other basic sword or slashing routine. You're going to start with the orbital to the outside of your body. It's May the 4th, so may the 4th be with you. I almost forgot, and then I saw on the calendar, it's May the 4th. Wait a minute, this is International Star Wars Day. I have to make a lightsaber video on Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. So you're just dropping it, your palm comes up, your elbow's bent. This is called an orbital or an outer orbital spin with your lightsaber. I'm doing it now behind my back, and I'm going to show you how to do the Obi-Ani spin. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin, Skywalker, he turns into Darth Vader, right? Starts in this position, doing this outer orbital, but you got to get this one first. So you put your hand down, palm up, bring it around. And if you use a sword, it's the same spin with any sword or kali sticks. It's the same exercise. You're just doing it with a lightsaber. You want to get your own lightsaber for May the 4th day? I put a link in the description below. So you're spinning. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take that into the figure 8. See, I'm doing the orbital back here to the back of my body, and then I'm just going to bring it to the front, turning my hand down. I can do an orbital here in front of the body. Do this one with me. Put those together in the front and in the back. This is an endless spin with your lightsaber. You aspire to be a Jedi on May the 4th, International Star Wars Day. There are all these new Star Wars movies, TV shows coming out on this new, I think it's a Disney app or something. They started with that Mandalorian. It's got a Baby Yoda in it. I don't know if you've seen the Baby Yoda. But then they have a new Obi-Wan Kenobi show coming out. And then they have a new show with that Asano I can't even say it. Can you say it? Asano Taco or something? I don't know. The girl with the weird hair, she's orange or something, and she fights with her sword in this position a lot, and then she spins it back. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. My tongue's tied. Anyway, so you have your orbital to the outside, and you have your orbital to the inside. Once you can do that, you're going to put the orbital back behind you. You're going to spin it, and then instead of bringing it in front of your body here, you're going to do the same motion, but you're going to bring your arm behind your back. It's going to come straight up in the air, and it should come up along your spine. It should split your back, and then from here, your elbow pulls out to the front of your body, which is going to point your sword at the ground, and then you're going to tip it back up. This is the same orbital you did in front of your body. So again, you're doing the orbital behind you, goes down, and then here it's going to point just straight up. Let me show you from the side. So I do this behind my body, I go down, and just turn my hand up just like that. Let me show you from another angle. Yes, Ahsoka Tano. I don't know why I couldn't say Ahsoka Tano. It's an Indian name, right? Ahsoka Tano. My kids and I watch that all the time. That she's in there's a new series out with her, but they're making a live, like a person, not just a cartoon. So one's going to come out with that. All these new exciting things. When they open Disney World back up, we're going to go out. We're going to make a lightsaber. They've got the whole new lightsaber Jedi Academy there. Anyway, so you spin here, goes behind your back and straight up. Let me show you from the back. So you spin here, and it comes here, and then you're just going to pull it. And when you pull it to the front, it whips up. Goes back into the reverse, the spin back here. This is the Obi-Ani spin. So you see, people look for this all the time. Want to learn how to do the Obi-Ani spin. So you do the spin here, behind your back, behind you. It's also known as a blossom, like a, I can't think of my words today, blossom. Some kind of blossom. It's not a peach blossom, but it's a blossom, some kind of blossom, right? Put that in there too. You figured out Ahsoka Tano. What's the other word for this? Plum blossom, maybe? Comes from Kung Fu. When you see the Mulan movie that's coming out, she's going to do the same thing. I guarantee it, because this is such a common move when you start to fight with a sword like this. Now, these moves, slicing like this to the ground, coming up, coming across, all those come, a lot of these anyway, come from the Japanese style. But the spins, those come more from the Chinese style. You don't spin the Japanese sword like you do the Chinese swords. Spin here, behind your back, elbow out. So that's the first one I want you to learn for May the 4th, International Star Wars Day. Spin, behind your back, elbow out, behind your back. And then you speed it up. To speed it up, like all other weapons, squeeze your abs tight, go a little bit faster. Start with your orbital, behind your back, tip up, whip it out. And then you just go faster and faster. Once you wear one shoulder out, go to that other hand. Start your same thing. Now I'm going to turn this one off. This one has no sound. I personally don't like the ones with the sound. I'm going to grab this one. Now this is a double-bladed lightsaber, and I have it turned on blue. You can turn this thing. It's got 5 colors. On this one, I want to show you first how to fight with it when it's attached, almost like a light staff, and then how to fight with it with one sword in each hand, and then that's all for May the 4th today. So start with it in your palm first. I want you to learn how to turn it and warm up your wrists, especially when you start spinning. You want to stay safe from injury. But this is also going to teach you how to go from one hand into the other hand, from here to here. That's a tough one. I'm going to have to say Yodi, or Yoda. I say Yodi all the time, just because I say stuff like that. I don't know why. I like Yoda. He seems pretty smart, right? Least favorite, I'm going to have to go with Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's something about it. Maybe it's just the actors who play him in the second set of Star Wars movies. He had a really small role in the first one. It seemed like in all those movies too, they made Anakin really whiny. Yeah, well how about, everybody says Qui-Gon Jinn? See, I can't say the words today. And then who's the other one with the purple lightsaber? He seemed like a tough dude. I liked him. He reminded me a little bit of a Jedi John Wayne. He didn't mess around, man. What's his name? Purple lightsaber? Mace Windu. Yes, thank you. Mace Windu. Yeah, see, I don't know these names. They don't pop into my head like they normally do. May the 4th. Maybe the Force is too strong. The Sith, you know, I got to go with 2 red lightsabers. Darth Maul. He just looked tough. And he was played by a great actor, that Ray Park. All right, so that's just a warm-up spin. Let me grab that off the floor again. Losing my focus. Now, I want you to learn how to spin it with one hand and spin a lightsaber with 2 hands. The first thing you're going to do with the one hand is that same figure 8 spin you did with the single lightsaber we just did. Remember we did the, let me just do it since the other one's already off. So I have single lightsaber, we were doing the orbital, and then we came inside, outside. This is a much lighter lightsaber. The other one's built to duel and fight. That thing's awesome. It's an ultra saber, but it's a couple, well, that one's like 130, 40 bucks. These are inexpensive. You can get these at Amazon. And then you buy this little connector in the middle, screw them together. You've got a double-bladed lightsaber. All right, so back to this figure 8. This same figure 8 is going to be possible when I screw it back together and I start to do that same figure 8 motion. I was doing that one to the side of my body, and that's going to look really cool when you do it out here, because you can get a lot of speed and it looks really good, and then you go into the other hand and then you're in the reverse, and then you come back and you're back into here, right? But to start with, go in front of your body, right foot forward, put it in your right hand, and just slowly turn it around your body, one side to the other. This one does have sound, but I cut the chords. It made too many sounds. It didn't sound like Star Wars, it just sounded like a lot of lightning. It's kind of cool at first. When you try to make these videos, it interrupts the teaching point, or the teaching part. All right, so once again, that's just a sideways figure eight, or an infinity sign, which is why it's called an endless spin. Just one here, one here. When I bring my foot up under my body, put my hand directly to my side, I do the exact same motion. See, my hand stays closed though. This seems like you might want to do this, open that hand, get some more speed. It's a bad habit. You hit something with that, it's coming out. You don't want to lose your weapon when you're fighting. Never sacrifice speed at the beginning for proper technique. Get proper technique and then build speed off of that. You'll be just as fast, if not faster. All right, so to the side of your body and that forward motion. Then I want you to see, if you just put your hands next to each other, you can spin very quickly with the hands touching each other and facing the opposite direction. Or if you want to fight with it, again, like Darth Sidious or Darth Maul, your hands apart like this, around the body in this position. You can also start walking your hands where your hand changes position. Can you see my hands? Try to get that really close. Start to come here. That's going to slide under. That slides over. And I'm here. This is called rolling the staff. This is different than spinning. This is spinning with the hands facing opposite direction. If I bring them out a little bit, now I have my strikes. I'm fighting down here. When I start to change to the other side, though, I've got to change my hand position. You can practice that just by doing this and this. 1, 2, or practice it by doing this. Here's a little sound. I don't think I cut it all the way on the one side, so it touches, the little wire touches. And I get a little bit of a 1, 2, 1, 2. With the Ultra Sabers, you can get the realistic lightsaber sound from the Star Wars movies. I don't want them though for my videos. I'd have to cut it out. You wouldn't hear what I'm saying. Not that that matters. Not that you have to hear me bump my gums. But that's the basic motion. You can either fight 1, 2, and they're both correct. They're just different ways to use a double-bladed lightsaber. The other one is the hands constantly changing position. And it's just different. It's not, one's not better than the other. They have a different application. All right, so going back to double-bladed, my favorite right here. I have these basic slices. That's where you want to start. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Think of the angles coming from your temple to your chin, or the neck to the ribs. 1, 2, 1, 2. Then, with one in each hand, you're gonna come over and cross your arms. And then the one that's on the bottom is gonna uncross first. So I'm gonna cross, cross, and then uncross. Then cross the other way and uncross. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you're fighting with 2 lightsabers at once. If you want to start that orbital, right? Bring the 2 fingers, first 2 fingers, spinning. When my hilt faces the sky, I pop the first finger open, my thumb is holding it, and I'm putting the hilt between my 2 fingers. When I bring it back around, my thumb grabs it, my finger gets out of the way, and now I have that negative fighting grip. To bring it back out, Ahsoka Tano wasn't the only one who fights with 2 swords in that negative grip. Who else fights with 2 swords? We have any Star Wars aficionados? 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm slicing to get it here. Yes. Yeah, didn't she like appear for like 12 seconds in the most recent movie and then just disappear? And she had a double-bladed lightsaber and it was like red and then it was like this and then she fought for like half a second and it was gone. I'm like, oh, did I just see that? Anybody else see that new movie? They're in the fallen spaceship. The girl's looking for the cube. Or whatever it's called. Yeah, what was that? Did I miss something? I closed my eyes for like 20 minutes during an amazing double-bladed lightsaber sword. Yeah, what was that? Am I right? Was she only there for like a half a second and then she was gone? All right, so again, so if you want to go into a negative grip, you have 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you can change your grips, and then you're fighting. And then you change it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do both hands at once. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switching your grips. It's been a while since I've done that. Bring them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switching. 1, 2. It works really well with the nunchucks too. A lot of these things are similar. You just learn how to move them, practice your flow. But I wanted you to see, for May the 4th today, I wanted you to see the double blade lightsaber apart, because a lot of people just teach them together as a staff, which is cool. But you should also be able to fight with one in each hand. And the most basic way, with these basic strikes, right? Or maybe even one in the opposite grip, bringing it across. Blocking this way, but also slicing, pushing, spearing, all these motions. But then how do you go from one grip back to the other grip? And that's what I wanted you to see too. So one more time, you have this outer orbital. We'll slow it down. Hilt, sky, middle finger. The thumb is the key. The thumb pushes it. So you go down and around. Let me see if the other angle makes any more sense. You just pull it out of the way. And then to get it back, see the thumb pulling it? The hand just gets back out of the way. 1. Oh, almost there. 2. If you have the Kylo Ren sword with 2 things that come off the side, which I think is kind of funny, right? That they even came up with that. But whatever. And some of you do, and you say, I keep jabbing at my leg. When you try to do the Obi-Ani, try to do that one behind your back, you have to just control the spin. Think of 2 sticks, one sticking out of each side, and if you push it down in the wrong way and it's facing this way, it's gonna jab your leg. So you just have to be aware, and it just takes a little bit more focus. Get that in line with your thumb or with your arm and your finger. And if that goes along that line, when you come here, you start really moving, it's not gonna do anything to you. It's not gonna hit you. I saw one place someone said the Obi-Ani with 2, and I started practicing that today. Can't do it yet. Can't do it yet. Growth mindset. Can't do it yet. I can't do the 2-handed Obi-Ani yet, but give me like 3 or 4 days. Check back here. I'm gonna show you how to do a 2-handed Obi-Ani. I don't know if anybody else has ever done it or just imagine that was a thing, but I know because I kind of messed with it enough that it's just a matter of practicing and whacking myself a bunch of times before I can figure out how to do an Obi-Ani with 2 swords at the same time. That'll be something fun to watch. I'll see you on the next one. May the 4th be with you.